Hold up. Wait a minute.
Bruh.
Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, hit chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock, I rock, I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, big chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposing the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring cults. Exploring. Researching. Debunking. Investigating. Being nosy. Super nosy. Being messy. Being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me. The chick with ADHD. Unmedicated. But quite educated. Hit that like. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Hit chat. Hit that like. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Good morning, guys. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Wednesday, February 11th. What a night and what a day it's been as we've been following this story. Shout out to everybody in the chat. But let me start out with some house cleaning situationships. Thank you guys for being so patient. First of all, shout out to my beautiful, wonderful Canadians. I did wake up to this news that there was a mass shooting. So keep these people, keep everybody over there, keep everybody in your prayers. But definitely, I mean, I know that when we've had tragedies, all of our Canadian supporters come and they support us and they show us love and prayer and support and everything. So, let's do the same. Thank you so much. I did see that notice in the morning from somebody, a supporter in Canada. I did see that message. So thank you. Yes, keep everybody in your prayers. Let's talk about another housekeeping item. I want to make sure. Let's see if it might have been. Thank you. Shout out to my mod, Chico. So there was this interesting comment, and I want to kind of address it right away. So somebody by the name of, and I don't know if they're still here, they're more than welcome to stay, but I want to be very clear about something. Somebody by the name of Moonface, cute dog, by the way. Moonface left a comment and said, please remove the guy's photo from your thumbnail. He gave an interview and has clearly nothing to do with it. The popo/feds did him wrong. You're just adding to the harassment. Well, the guy, his name is Carlos, my understanding, right? And Carlos gave a couple of interviews. Actually, several interviews. Let's be very clear. Okay. Which is what we're about to review. Now, if you're going to come into a YouTube channel, a creator, and tell the creator what to do, it's one thing to have your opinion and even give a suggestion and even privately email somebody and tell them how you feel. It's another thing to tell somebody what to do about a thumbnail or something that you don't like. Actually, you're going to have to hold the same energy for the gazillion channels that are out there on YouTube reporting on this, but also on News Nation, CBS News. Hold up. Let me show you. Make sure you have the same energy for Fox News, because I can show you where. Look at this. CBS News New York. I'll tell you. Start right here. The first one, Fox News. Let them know that they need to remove the man's face. Then you got to leave a comment for CBS News. Then shout out to Tier Talk. Tier Talk, apparently, you got to remove your picture too. Everybody has to remove their pictures. No, ma'am, sir, no. Okay. We don't do that here. And I would advise you, suggest that you don't do that to other YouTube channels because it's just not how we roll. We don't roll that way. Now, if we got a judge's order, or if somebody says, here's my suggestion, that's one thing. But please don't do that. Okay? But I'll tell you where to start. Type in his name and then kind of work your way down. And those are all the channels. By the way, let me see how many channels is that. I think it looks like it's about well over a million channels that are discussing this right now. Make sure that you get every one of them. For whatever reason, you want to tell me what to do. Okay. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And then there's Flo Joe too. He's like, yep, let me know too. Okay. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Shout out to everybody. That's what I thought too. And he gave interviews, so I have to literally say what I have to say. All right. So let's start this a little bit slow. Okay. I apologize. I did come in with some fire. I certainly did. Not only that, I forgot my water bottle. So let me go run and get it. Okay. 1 second, guys. All right. All right. Shout out to everybody. Whew. Let's get it together, y'all. Let's get it together. Man, oh man. It's one of those mornings. Welcome, everybody. So the news has been breaking. Man, oh man. It's been breaking since last night. One thing after another, one thing after another, and whatnot. Yeah, he was very chatty. I mean, I've seen a couple of interviews here and there and whatnot. And it's kind of like, Lord have mercy. Now, I will say, I do find the situation to just be very upsetting because, man, I know a lot of us, we were hopeful yesterday that we would get some good news. I saw BJ live last night, and BJ, I mean, even her, trying to get right to the point. We were sending her stuff and everything to kind of give her a heads up of just how everything is going, right? So it's like, I'm sitting here and, people have different commentary about what's happening. I tend to want to check everyone's posts when I post a community wall just to see kind of where everybody lands. You have some people that are justifying what's happening here with Carlos and everything that he had to say. So I think that anything can happen, right? I had my lawn chair ready for Banfield this morning. I was like, all right, I'm ready for Banfield. Let's see what she's gonna say. Cause I'm thinking we're gonna go somewhere with this detained person. But yeah, no, we didn't. So we did talk about the news yesterday about the but I want to start with this first reporting where it looks like it was a relative that spoke out first. And then we're going to start with Carlos. And then we have to talk about there is another apparent Bitcoin news, or excuse me, note that TMZ received. You guys, this case is like, if they're gonna make a lifetime movie, and please know, I truly hope that we have a good positive outcome and everything. But oh my god, this would be the makings of that, right? Like the setup of that. All of the twists and turns and intrigue and everything. It's like, yo, but can we find this lady? And I hope that she's safe. Like, that's kind of where we're at. What are we doing? Let's get into this.
Brian, you're up. Okay, I'm outside the house that is now being searched where this subject lived. We're told
man.
There was a traffic stop close by. This is the subject being questioned in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. This is Josephina.
Yes.
This is her house, and the subject is her son-in-law.
Yeah,
is
my
that right?
son, yeah.
Tell me how this happened. Where was he when he was detained?
My daughter and him were, and the kids, my grandkids, were doing DoorDash when they got stopped here, and I don't know what kind of questions they asked them. But when we got home, I wasn't at home. When we got home, we found out that they took my son out. They went inside. They busted the doors from my house. They went inside and took my son to the living room and had him handcuffed, and then got him outside. That's when the time that we got home, and we asked what was going on, and they couldn't say anything. And they said, and I asked him to have a search warrant to go in my house, and they said we don't need a search warrant. We could go do that if we want to. So
Ooh.
I told him, yeah, I think you need a search warrant. Why?
Okay. All right. We are living in that era. I'm just letting y'all know. We are living in that era. What is a search warrant? People are writing laws and doing different things. As much as I want us to catch this guy, we have to do things right, because what we don't want is a situation where all of this can get questioned later on. But this is how these federal agents are moving now. This is what you call, and what they said many years ago, it's the New World Order. This is what it is. So think about it. If you have bushy eyebrows or whatever it may be, maybe you have the same body shape as the individual out there. God forbid that somebody says, well, it kind of looks like Rabbit. Let's bust down her door. Like, that's the kind of issue that I'm talking about. We have to be careful. Be careful. I didn't sign up for this shit, but this is what's happening. Let's keep going.
Why did you break my door? You took my son the wrong way. I mean, you hurt him. His wrists were with the handcuffs.
Let me ask you, were you familiar with the Nancy Guthrie?
No.
Kate, had you seen that she was missing?
Like I told you, I saw it on Facebook, but since I don't know her, I didn't read what was going on. The story.
Did they take electronic devices at all? Did they take your
I
phone?
don't have anything. They took
your
my phone. They took my phone, my husband's phone, my daughter's phone, my grandkids' phone, and my son-in-law's phone.
Let me show you these pictures really quick, Josefina, of, just give me a second, I gotta pull them up on my phone. These are the pictures from outside Nancy Guthrie's house. This is who they're looking for. Did the eyes look like your son-in-law at all?
No, not at all.
Do you see the mouth?
Yeah, no, he doesn't look at all.
Brian, can you ask what her son-in-law's
what's his
name is?
name?
It's Carlos. Carlos Palazuelos.
Sorry, what's his name?
Carlos.
Carlos.
Yes.
And what's his last name?
Palazuelos.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. So.
And does he work in Tucson? Would he ever be in Tucson?
He's in Tucson all week. He works delivering boxes for like UPS, and he works with a company. And I told him, you can call the company that he works there and verify that he's working. And
is your daughter also detained?
No, they just let my daughter and my grandkids go.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Josefina.
Yeah.
So that's sort of the latest here, Jesse. They took her phone too,
Yeah,
her husband's phone, and her daughter's phone, and obviously her son-in-law's phone, and they are searching her house right now. So this is sort of an unfolding situation.
And I'll get into this with Arthur, the fact that they didn't have a search warrant according to her. Do you know where Carlos is right now, Brian?
He was detained.
Do we know where Carlos is right now?
No, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. They took my phone. I can't reach with nobody.
Yeah, we think he's being questioned.
Yeah, they already asked us a lot of questions about him. We told, like I said, I have nothing to hide. You can go in my house. You can search anything you want. There's nothing to hide. I don't know the lady. I don't know about the lady. I saw her on Facebook, but like I told you.
Was he ever violent? Any violence with Carlos?
No, he's a good guy.
Criminal history that you know of?
None of it.
No. Okay.
Wow.
Brian,
yeah, so I mean that's sort of the situation. She's obviously in shock. Yeah.
Did you show her photos of the person outside of Nancy Guthrie's house? The images, the mask, the backpack. Did she identify any of those items of clothing? And nothing. She doesn't see anything in that.
I did, and let me show you. Let me show you again. Have you seen these photos?
Yeah, the detective showed them to me right now.
And the backpack? Does the backpack?
He
look
doesn't
familiar?
have a backpack. He doesn't wear backpacks. He doesn't like either that. I don't know, what gloves or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
what they're,
gloves.
No.
You see the boots?
Yeah.
Let me get you a
Oh, no,
closer
he doesn't.
picture. You see this here? Look at the look at the eyebrows. The eyebrows are very specific. You see how they're very manicured?
No, that's not him. Nope. I can assure you it's not him.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Like I told you, if I had my phone, I will show you a picture of him.
Okay.
I can show you.
Yeah, she wants to show me a picture, but she doesn't have her phone. But she seems very sure. I mean, it's hard to tell with the mask. But she's...
Well, okay. So then I think it was 2 or 3 hours later, it wasn't this guy. Now, I know you guys are saying, well, you know, it's happening ICE. No, guys. Like, this stuff with federal agents, y'all do realize people say, well, you can sue the federal agent. Good luck. Good luck trying to sue anybody that works in this kind of capacity in federal government. Okay. There's so much immunity provided to these. You can, but there's so much immunity provided to these feds. Do you understand? This is why the issue with the ICE situation comes out, not to, because you guys are saying, well, look what ICE is doing without search warrants. Because they can, y'all. Do you understand that we are in a different world now when it comes to this? When people aren't respecting laws and things, and we're giving more power to one thing over the other. Wake up. Wake up. So it's not just ICE. It's anybody that's in with the federal, okay? That being said, though, he gets released. Now, before I even move on to that, let me shout out some people. Miss Reba, member for 7 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my love. Shout out to you, Miss Reba 5. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Bossy, thank you for renewing your membership. Shout out to you, Bossy. Hope you're doing well. Stitches, thank you, thank you, thank you for your membership. Shout out to you, Stitches. And Nebby gifted 5. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Nebby. Shout out to you. Art, thank you so much for the $4.99. Oh, by the way, and if you guys received a membership, put some hearts in the chat. Shout out to Nebby again. Art, thank you for the $4.99. I think with kidnapping, a warrant not needed. Can we check that out? I'll definitely check, but I'm pretty sure you need a warrant for anything if you're searching, somebody's property. I'm pretty sure, but we can definitely check. But and I know people came into my comments. Well, now he can sue. You could try, but these people are protected for a reason and whatnot. And thank you so much, Art, for the $1.99. I will check on that. Mrs. Eds, member for 5 months. Thank you, love. Shout out to you. Happy Wednesday. Yes, yes. Well, what is probable cause? Because that's what's supposed to be shown, right? Okay, so that is what happened. Now hold up, because I don't want to get ahead of myself. While we find, we got to finish this reporting a little bit. Then we got to jump over to Carlos because he gives us an interview with his full face. So let's get into this.
Right. But we've said if you knew the person, you would be able to recognize them.
But Brian, if you don't mind asking her, does she know where he was January 31st, February 1st?
Do you know where he was January 31st? You know when this happened? It would have been last Saturday night.
Well, he works from Monday through Friday. He's home Friday. He stays home Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Goes back to work on Monday. So on the weekends, he stays at my house. He doesn't go nowhere. He stays with.
So was he at your house?
Yeah,
last
he
Saturday?
was. Yeah, he was here at my house.
Are you positive?
Yeah, I'm positive. He was here at my house.
Because this would have happened late Saturday and early into Sunday morning, like around 2 a.m. on Sunday.
He's always here for his kids on the weekend.
Could he have left in the night?
Oh no,
no.
I'm pretty sure. He has his van that work. He uses the van that's outside. A van. It's broken. It's not working.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation.
Well, they need to really switch up this Cuomo thing. It's so loud. All right. So Brian Enten does his journalist thing and he's asking a bunch of questions. Okay. He's doing his thing. Let's get into this interview, man. And this guy's like, he's talking. He's talking to people. He's not hiding. He's telling everybody how he feels. Hi, Miss Amber. How are you? You said at least fix the damn door they broke down and offer free counseling sessions. Don't they go do that? What's that? What's that? They're not going to do that. They don't do that. What does that even mean? Like I said, they're allowed to do what they can, and that's what they do. Literally, you said this is hold up. For some reason, this is the first time I felt uncomfy with Brian interviewing somebody. Really? Say more. I mean, he's just asking questions. You said they could have checked his phone where it was pinging at the time, and this is crazy. I'm trying to find out what was the probable cause, though, right? You said, I saw the interview with Carlos. Doesn't look like the guy to me. He was smaller and body type. I just don't think that from photos. I'm not in Phoenix, so it's kind of hard to tell if we are even on the right area. You know what I mean? So let's get into this and listen to what Carlos had to say. And it sounds like he's also been talking to other people.
Breaking news this morning out of Arizona, a person of interest has been released from custody after being detained in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
Now it comes as new images released by the FBI show a masked person who appeared to be armed right outside Nancy Guthrie's door. Aziza Schuler joins us now. And Aziza, this is a bit of a shakeup in the investigation.
It is. Well, in an interview on the doorstep of his wife and mother-in-law's home in Rio Rico, Arizona, the man who was released said he had not heard of Nancy Guthrie, but that he hopes that she is found safely. He also told reporters he was making a DoorDash delivery when he noticed the officers were following him.
This is Carlos, the person reportedly detained at a traffic stop on Tuesday in a city south of Tucson. He says it was his car being searched by authorities Tuesday night, his home too.
I broke the doors. What else? The garage door in the back.
Early this morning, Carlos spoke to reporters outside his home in Arizona after he was released from police custody, saying he was held against his will and said officers took 2 hours to tell him why he was being arrested.
I didn't do anything, to be honest. Like, I'm innocent.
This development comes 11 days after Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie, was first reported missing, and hours after the FBI released images showing a masked individual who officials believe was armed with a weapon standing outside of Nancy Guthrie's home on the night she was abducted. Officials believe something may still stand out.
Then inside the ski mask, you see his eyebrows, very manicured, which is unusual, and a little bit of facial hair, which could easily be gone right after they leave the scene here. But what it appears to me is someone who's taking great planning to hide their appearance, yet poor planning and poor professionalism as to how they approached this door and the ultimate crime scene.
There are also chilling timestamps. The FBI says Guthrie's Nest camera is disabled at 1:47 a.m. 41 minutes later, her pacemaker app disconnects from her phone. That phone was left inside the house. In one of her most recent Instagram posts, Savannah shared images of the masked person from her mother's camera with the caption, "We believe she is still alive. Bring her home."
And officials say it took 10 days for high-tech investigators to find the new video and photos since Guthrie's cameras were not.
That's wrong. Because what I heard, and this is through different reporting, through major media outlets, is that they found it yesterday and they decided to release it yesterday to the public. So not that it took 10 days. Unless they took them 10 days to get it and then release it, but how long were they sitting on it? That's the question that I have. And Miss Amber, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you. And happy 5th YouTube anniversary. Thank you. Shout out to Miss Amber. Shout out to BJ Investigates. Thank you for that super sticker. You said I can't tell if that's his eyebrows or his shot. I thought it could be both, Mr. Tomato Head. Honestly, it could be both. I don't know. You said detained and arrested, 2 different things, right? Also, they read you your rights after you are arrested. Just like they're supposed to provide you a search warrant. There's so much that they're supposed to do, but I don't know. Are we skipping steps now? I guess I don't know. They said they weren't even provided a search warrant. Even the mother-in-law is telling Brian N said, hey, we're not being provided. He wasn't provided this. So even though they're supposed to do things one way, they're not. So something is going off overall. Are there videos of Nancy arriving and leaving Annie's house? That's a great question. We don't know. Let's see. Kind of looks like Cruz Candelaria from Blood In and Blood Out. I would agree, man. This whole situation is just sad. You said, I'm still so confused that his eyebrows, or is that his eyebrows or his mask or the shadow of? You know what I mean? I don't know, man. You said Carlos is much smaller in person. Okay, so let's say something, all right? What led them to Carlos? That's really the question. That's the question that I have is, what led them to Carlos? What happened? What led them to say, yep, this is the person. This is who we believe it is, and then he gets released. Do you know how quick that release was? What did they have that would say, was there a tip? I heard that people were calling in tips that knew Carlos, and they say, here it is. You said definitely not Damaso's eyebrow. Damaso has a freaking beard, you guys. That would have been very hard for him to even hide it under that. Y'all see that thing? It's like, it's long. Carlos said it was his eyes. Oh my God. Well, did they? I mean, that would make sense. You swab all that, but he also had gloves, and don't forget he had the nitrile. So I think he had it looked like he was double gloved. So he really wanted to make sure that nothing was going to be swabbed on his end. You said Arizona do better. Look at the way that they handled the Gene Hackman case. Psh, there you go. It's something. That's what I was wondering too. What if the perp have a way to ping that location to make the cops go there again? Something is going on here. Okay. That being said, though, is Yeah, by the way, Sylvia, that's right. Gene Hackman was New Mexico, not Arizona. So yeah, but even Gene Hackman was kind of handled a little bit weird too, I would say. As you said, even if Annie doesn't have cameras, she's got a neighborhood on her street in close proximity to her house. That should see, but I wonder, Mama Llama, if the reason why they couldn't get these cameras is because of how dark it gets, and it's also like a desert kind of environment. So maybe the dirt and the dust and all kinds of things might be a thing there. You said Patel said that his team couldn't retrieve any camera footage, so they worked with Google, who makes this camera, that's right, Nest, to get the footage. So it took time to obtain the footage. Gotcha. Thank you, Soul Power, for correcting me on that one. And you said, unfortunately, it sounds like Mama consented to search of the house, so that would defeat the need for a warrant if there wasn't a good reason to break in. Oh, can we check here? Go ahead. You know how these agents are walking around the neighborhood, right? These agents are walking around the neighborhood asking, can I come in? Can I do this? Can I do that? You could say no, right? Y'all can say no. Now, of course, to me, that'd be like, well, why would you say no? Because, I mean, isn't everybody wanting to find Nancy? Like, I'm suspecting you if you don't let me walk in your backyard, right? Somebody could say no. Doesn't mean that they're hiding something, but it means that I'm not trying to comply to this. Like, I could be, things have happened. People can set things up in your area and your property. Y'all, that's a real thing. I have a story to tell, and I'll tell it very quickly. Very, very quickly. 1 second, guys. Very, very quick story. I once had a case of a kiddo who crossed the border. Back, you can get on the trains. So there was many, many borders that he crossed, okay? Through the trains, right? And he was somehow connected to, some drug stuff, some drug people, all right? And he was telling me, this was many years ago, I'm not even giving a whole lot of details, just a couple things. He was telling me that, he was set up, okay? That there was like a sting or something like that. And he said that in his person, he didn't have anything, but the officers planted things on him. People do plan things on you, guys, okay? Because they got to, at the end of the day, they got to make a case, all right? That's a real thing. It does happen. It's not the first story I've heard of that, okay? Now, he is, he was a kid, underage, so it's not like the penalties and the laws were going to, really get at him and stuff like that, right? Like, they would have gone easy on him. But please know, like, this is a real thing. People do plan things, so that's why you're asked to, hey, get a search warrant, do what you have to do, okay? Some people don't want to comply. For me, I'm like, well, I mean, if it helps, I guess. That's kind of how I am, but we may not all see that. We may not all speak the same language when it comes to that. Okay, so then Fox released this. Now, I have to get something real quick. Let me play this, and then we're going to go into TMZ's, I don't know, they got another email. Something's going on. Something's popping off. So we're going to go to that after this.
Keep up what appeared to be, a very controlled, intent search. And then all of a sudden, investigators left, and we spoke to a man who identified himself as Carlos. He told us that he was the man who was detained for questioning in a traffic stop in relation to the Nancy Guthrie case. He says he is a free man and has nothing to do with Nancy's disappearance. Here is our interaction with Carlos.
Okay. What were they asking you about?
Where my whereabouts.
Okay.
Where was I and all that, but
are you ever up in Tucson?
Yeah, I work in Tucson.
What do you do?
GLS, deliver packages.
Okay, do you think you might have delivered a package to Nancy Guthrie's house?
I don't know, might have been a possibility, I don't know.
Yeah, do you ever deliver like Amazon packages or anything?
Well, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, so do you think you may have, did they indicate that you might have been on her property? You're not sure?
Nah, they just came up, they until right now, all I know is that they show my in-law a picture of somebody wearing a mask or something, and they supposedly look like my eyes.
Right. Okay.
That's it. That's all I know.
So that man says he works in the Tucson area. He delivers packages. We try to clarify if he was ever at Nancy Guthrie's house. He wasn't sure. And he says investigators showed him a picture of a person in a mask. So we believe that is, perhaps one of the surveillance photos that was released yesterday of the person in the mask at Nancy Guthrie's house. Ultimately, Carlos told us he was questioned, asked about his whereabouts. They took his phone, and that's it. He says he's a free man. He wants his name cleared. He doesn't want to be associated with the Guthrie case. So it's not quite clear what investigators got from this search. Perhaps they'll be able to extract something from his cell phone, or I don't know, perhaps DNA.
He said it was his eyebrows, but it could be more. We just don't really know. There could be a lot more to this. Lord have mercy. It's just like, this is ridiculous. So Sylvia, thank you so much, Sylvia, for sending this to me as well. I mean, they got pictures of him when they released them. This guy's like, what the heck? And I would imagine, man, this is a lot. You said, I wonder if they saw him delivering a package on video and they didn't release him and just assumed that he came back. Soul Power says also regarding Carlos, Flojo found a post comparing the delivery person matching Carlos' description on X. And I wonder if the FBI arrested him based on that. Will we know? That's the question. Hell, would even Carlos know? I don't know. Man. You said, don't you find it weird that he changed his story several times? Not saying Carlos is guilty or anything. It's just weird. Well, he could have changed his story several times. But at the end of the day, he's not the one detained. I mean, they didn't have enough to keep him. They let him go. What I find weird is we're picking up people, but what is the reason? And please no, I want us to get ahead. Maybe now remember, he's not arrested, he was just detained, which depending on the state that you're from, between detained and arrested, those can be one and the same, or just one and this, like one and not it could just be the same. Like, you're not able to leave. They can't hold you. Why can't they hold you? Why couldn't they hold him? Because they didn't have the right guy. Right? So yes, there's a difference. There's some nuances between somebody being detained and arrested, but depending on the county, the state, the jurisdiction, everything can be reviewed differently. You said, I'm going to call the FBI and report all of your for suspicious eyebrows. Lord have mercy. I'm going to be on the top list. I'm going to be on that top list for sure.
Back to you guys.
Wow, Matt, I mean, fantastic job on getting that interview. And you're one of the only people to so far speak to him after this night that he's had with law enforcement. Just your sense on who he is, and did anything strike you about him, his willingness to speak to you? What are your thoughts on him as a person?
Yeah, so I talked to one of the neighbors, and they say that he's a part of a family group that lives here. And shortly after investigators got here, a woman came out from the house as well, who identified herself as Carlos's mother-in-law. And she said, look, we've kind of loosely heard of this Nancy Guthrie case, but we're not following it. And she actually said that investigators told her that they were tipped off that Nancy Guthrie was being held here. And this is what she said on camera. And she goes, there's no one here.
Oh my God. Well, who did the tip? Who do they piss off? That's really what who do they piss off? That's really what it comes down to. Who they piss off? You said, I wonder why yesterday FBI was all over Annie's neighborhood looking and door knocking. Oh man. Their eyebrows were not on fleek. Listen, I got some bushy eyebrows. I'm telling you, man, I'm getting kind of scared. Man, I need to maybe get my eyebrows done this weekend. Throw a mask at the reporter, and it could be him. It could be anybody, man. I'm just saying, like, and we're assuming. You just never know. That's insane. Wow. The neighbor. Wait. Barbara bitch, you said that the neighbor called? You think the neighbor called? I would be so mad at people. Oh my God. Okay.
Feel free to enter. So she seemed pretty transparent. A lot of times people claim they don't, know anything about a case. Maybe they do. But Carlos seemed the same way. He said, look, I told him I have nothing to do with this. You could enter my home. You could do whatever you would like. He seemed pretty forthright. And, afterwards, the Pima County Sheriff's Department said that this search had been wrapped up and they had not identified Carlos as a suspect. They had not arrested him, had not taken him into custody. So, at this hour, he remains a free man. Perhaps that will change based on his cell phone or some other evidence they, removed from this.
They didn't have enough to detain him. You said if the eyebrow doesn't fit, you must acquit. Lord, that's not even funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. I can't with you. I have 90s eyebrows, so you can't see them. You said. Don't worry, my aunties have a lot of the 90s eyebrows because of the over plucking. That's a real thing. You said the reporter's eyes are questionable, right? I'm looking at his eyebrows. I don't know about you. He's looking kind of suspect. I really hope we're going beyond this. Like, we're kikiing right now and laughing about this part, but in all actuality, this is a real serious thing. If the search warrant thing is a serious thing and then she did give him permission or not, sometimes people don't understand how careful you got to use your words when it comes to these, federal agents. Like, you have to be very careful. You do. You said, I hope he doesn't get the Richard Allen treatment. Oh, Lord have mercy. You said, well, probably a neighbor saying an Amazon delivery guy didn't. She have a Amazon delivery on her porch, so they probably looked into him. Ooh, I don't remember. Did she have an Amazon delivery on her porch? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Search tonight, but in general, it seems like if they had something that directly linked Carlos to, the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, a case that is getting worldwide attention, Carlos would not be a free man at his home tonight, but perhaps that'll change.
Did Carlos, in those sort of that eye contact that you can only have with somebody when you're on scene, we really can't get that sense just from watching on the video. Did he give you a sense that he thinks he is in the clear, and this is all done with regard to Carlos, with the exception of the phone, which I believe you reported is still in the possession of law enforcement?
Yeah, and he based on his eyes and the surveillance photos, I would say there are some similarities, and his stature may be the same, like his height and build. So just connecting some of the dots, is it possible he resembles the person in that surveillance photo? Yes, that is possible, and he said that investigators perhaps indicated as much. But he told us that. He wasn't booked. He wasn't processed. They didn't ask him to come to the station tomorrow or anything like that. I mean, it seems like he was entirely released and is free.
All right, Matt Finn, live for us in Rio Rico, Arizona, doing the hard work on the ground there. Matt, thank you very much. Let's bring in former FBI investigator Bill Daly. Bill, thank you so much.
All right, so let's stop right there with this FBI guy, and we have to get into. Oh man, Harvey, I hope you're sleeping. Harvey Levin. Listen, let me just say, I have to put my lawn chair away because I was ready to pull up my lawn chair and ready to hear what Ashley Banfield had to say with, the prime suspect, prime suspect and yet not arrest, but we're detaining other people. And is there a connection to Carlos and Tomas Sicioni? I don't know. People are still saying that they believe that the band guy that's connected to the band. I'm like, yo, I'm a little, if we're there, the FBI is not there and they're the ones doing the arrest. So we have to kind of go somewhere with this. Okay. You said Harvey didn't start aging until his name was showed up in the Epstein file. Harvey, man. I haven't even started this. And so the only Angie, shout out to the only Angie who gave me the heads up on the Discord. And I was like, what? Another letter? And yeah, so this is kind of where we're at. So I was like, well, I guess I have to put my lawn chair away. We'll wait for Banfield. Has Banfield addressed anything about the prime suspect? Let me know in the chat. Let's start this video and let me get something real quick while this is playing. Here we go.
TMZ has received another email from somebody demanding money. This is somebody who says they have been trying to get in touch with Savannah Guthrie's sister, Annie, and Savannah's brother to no avail. And they are now saying that they have information about who the kidnapper is. And they are demanding money. They want 1 Bitcoin, which is around $55,000, $56,000, depending on the hour. They are saying at the end, time is more than relevant. So they have a Bitcoin address, which we have verified is real, and that they want 1 Bitcoin deposited. So in return for giving information about the identity of the kidnapper. Now, again, this is not somebody who says they've kidnapped Nancy. It's somebody who says they know who has. We have no idea if this is authentic. We have forwarded it on to the FBI, and they are looking at it. And we got this early Wednesday morning. Beyond that, we have already told you that there has now been activity in this Bitcoin account that was included in the first ransom note that we received. We are not saying what kind of activity, how much money. I know there is another story out there about that. We are not going to comment on that. We gave our word to people and involved in this case. We are going to honor that, but only to say that there is activity, and that means something. A couple of other points. There has been a lot of talk on social media.
Hold up.
About who may be behind this kidnapping.
Let me stop right here. Hold up, because you don't get to do that. Give me 1 second. So, if I understand this correctly, and I'm just now seeing this right now with you guys, okay? And the reason, like I said, I found out through the only Angie who gave us the update that there was another Bitcoin request. And now the tone is, we know information, but we want to talk directly to the sister and the brother. Hold up. I feel like I miss, because I had to run and get something real quick, and I heard it, but I was like, did I hear this correctly? Hold up. And now he feels okay reading the entire, at least some of this request.
Another email from somebody demanding money.
Okay,
this
hurry up.
is somebody who says they have been trying to get in touch with Savannah Guthrie's sister, Annie, and Savannah's brother to no avail. And they are now saying that they have information about who the kidnapper is.
As if it would be difficult to get in touch with them if they have information about their mother. I'm telling you, man, is there somebody, before these go out to the media, and I know you can't really stop them, but come the hell on, Harvey. Why not just allow the FBI to touch that side? Don't even touch that. Don't. I didn't know that the backpack was a suspect. Hold up. Suspect backpack identified. It's an old pro. Okay. Okay. So because they can't get a hold of the sister. All right.
And they are demanding money. They want 1 Bitcoin, which is around $55,000, $56,000, depending on the hour. They are saying at the end, time is more than relevant. So they have a Bitcoin address, which we have verified is real, and that they want 1 Bitcoin deposited. So in return for giving information about the identity of the kidnapper. Now, again, this is not somebody who says they've kidnapped Nancy. It's somebody who says they know who has. We have no idea if this is authentic. We have forwarded it on to the FBI, and they are looking at it.
Okay.
And we got this early too.
We reported it before it was forward, or did you forward it over and then report it on it to figure out if you could speak on it? But see, that's that collaboration part that some people don't do, especially in a life and death type of situation. But okay.
Early Wednesday morning. Beyond that, we have already told you that there has now been activity in this Bitcoin account that was included in the first ransom note that we received. We are not saying what kind of activity, how much money. I know there is another story out there about that. We are not going to comment on that. We gave our word to people and involved in this case. We are going to honor that.
Oh my God. We're not going to comment on that. It's out there, but we're just saying right now that we're not going to comment on that. We're going to give our word. Lord have mercy. I cannot with this guy, man. Oh man. Harvey.
But only to say that there is activity, and that means something.
Okay.
A couple of other points. There has been a lot of talk on social media about who may be behind this kidnapping. And I'm just going to kind of put this on the table, that there have been people pointing to various people in the family. When we do this, and when we talk, on television, on our website, on our, digitally, on our
No.
social media, I think we should be addressing people on social media and not just people who are watching traditional media, because social media is where a lot of people get their information. And I know this.
Wait a minute. No, you're not. No, you're not. Is it going where I think he's gonna go? No, he's not. There is no way that he's going in that direction. You're kidding me.
Is swirling on social media. So I just want to say this, that we do not have any information, that would implicate family members. I am not saying that it's true that somebody may be involved or not true, but I am telling you that we have spoken with numerous people. We are not hearing anything about that. I know there are lots of stories out there that so-and-so is being looked at or whatever. I am telling you, we've gone down that path. We've asked questions. We have absolutely no basis to say that is true in any way, shape, or form.
Let me stop right here. The audacity of this man, okay? Let's be very, very clear about something. If I remember correctly, and it was only a couple days, and I know that this story, that this case is like one thing after another, and it's coming and it's going, and it's different things that are happening and whatnot. Okay, I get it, right? But if I remember correctly, the person or the major media outlet that put out there about the ransom was TMZ, right? The person, or at least somebody who worked in major media and still has her connections, who said that the prime suspect was the brother, was Ashley Banfield. So please don't act like social media didn't get the information from you and then start disseminating. We wouldn't have had a Derek. I've been saying this forever. We wouldn't have had a Derek, a fake copycat ransom letter guy, if it wasn't for the fact that TMZ put it out there. It's weird to me that he's like, guys, we are the main character, because when we write our articles, TMZ broke it first. But then when the main character needs to be held accountable for shit, the main character is looking down on his piece of paper right now. What? For what? For what? This is ridiculous. Is it just me? Like, you really talking to us like that? You really went there? Hold up. I don't think he's talking to us. He cannot be. Everything's swirling on social media. You know why? Because of you guys. What do you mean?
Digitally, on our social media, I think we should be addressing people on social media and not just people who are watching traditional media, because social media is where a lot of people get their information.
And please know that a lot of the traditional media know that there's not a lot of money in traditional media. So where have they gone? To social media. So TMZ is not only traditional media, but it's also social media. There's so many TMZ channels. You got younger, up and coming commentators of TMZ. They run their podcast too with TMZ and get paid for it. Stop it. Stop it.
I know this is swirling on social media. So I just want to say this, that we do not have any information, that would implicate family members. I am not saying that it's true that somebody may be involved or not true, but I am telling you that we have spoken with numerous people. We are not hearing anything about that. I know there are lots of stories out there that so-and-so is being looked at or whatever. I am telling you, we've gone down that path. We've asked questions.
Yes.
We have absolutely no basis to say that is true in any way, shape, or form.
You're only checking Bitcoin every 5 seconds to see if somebody makes a deposit.
In terms of leads, to me, there are 3 leads right now. One is, given the videos.
And then he proceeds to give us leads. You know what? I cannot. What was the reason for this?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the reason?
I just explained the reason.
What was the reason, bitch?
I don't need to explain myself to you. And
what was the reason?
That's it right there. What was the reason for all of that? You better stop. You better stop. Go get a latte. Go do something with yourself with that shit. That is ridiculous. I'm sorry. That just makes me so mad, because we're always the one catching heat, but they're the ones putting in the ish out there. Then you wonder why you got crazies like Derek with the blow-up doll, who instead of, hooking up with the blow up doll. He's over here inserting himself in this situation. Shut up.
We know that this is somebody who is somewhat stocky. It is a male. It's somebody who has a mustache and either a goatee or a beard. And law enforcement has told us, people involved in this investigation, that they believe that whoever took Nancy is from the Tucson television area. And that's why, or one of the reasons why, they were sending notes, not just to us, but to local television stations there. So at least now they've got that description. On top of that description, if the email that we received is written by the same person who came to Nancy's door the night she was kidnapped, it would be an intelligent person based on the construction of that email, as well as somebody who is tech savvy. So in terms of people calling authorities with clues, it is somebody, it would seem, who is tech savvy, who is intelligent, who is somewhat stocky, a male with a mustache and either a goatee or beard. That is something.
Yeah, and bushy eyebrows. I'm telling you, I'm getting my eyebrows done this weekend, because if I find out I get arrested for something that happened in Arizona, Lord have mercy, y'all bail me out. This is too much. This is too much.
And there may be something identifying about what that person was wearing. So that's one path. A second path is Bitcoin, and I will just leave it at that. And the third path is, you know, one of the things that authorities do all the time when they get a video like this of somebody who they believe is the kidnapper is they look at what they're wearing and they try and find out, where did they buy it? So, you know, you look at the gloves and they seem bizarre. And there are things about the getup that are unusual. And so if the authorities can figure out where these things were purchased, because, you know, you look at that and is it something somebody would just have in their house? Or is it something they would go out to buy, you know, within a fairly narrow time frame before actually doing it? And a lot of people who do that think, okay, I'll pay cash, and therefore there's going to be no record of me buying it. But there are records that many stores have where they can find out who purchased an item like that and when. And if there is surveillance video in the store, if they bought it at a big store like a Home Depot or something like that, and they can find out even when somebody purchases something with cash, if they have a time frame and when they purchased it, authorities have often gone to the store, gotten surveillance video, looked exactly at that time, and sure enough.
I know that they said that there's a backpack that looks like people have confirmed that it's a backpack and everything. Okay, is it Lupin? I know you keep we see your comment. Chill with the chill out with the caps, lower your print. We see it, like you've been saying it. We know that there's people that figured out that the backpack and what is being used. I'm sure that the FBI has probably figured it out too. I'm thinking, I don't know, man, at this point, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, let's knock it off with the all caps. You said Harvey's explaining that stores keep records, right? I'm like, I don't know. Without you, it's like crazy, man. You said for F's sakes, they're nitro. And let me tell you something, Kim Harley, Kim really doesn't ever come out here to say anything like this, but she's literally saying for F's sakes, they're nitro gloves. Harvey, you can get them anywhere at a H. I have some in my property. Okay. This is not like a, ooh, you know, no, you can order them on Amazon. People work with them. They're not like only specific to things. You can use them to dye your hair, which is what we've done. You know, if you dye your hair, we have HVAC people, you know, they use them all the time for cleaning. And there's nothing special about the gloves, guys. They're nitrile gloves. You can find them everywhere. They're not medical grade type of situations. It's just nitrile gloves. That's all. That's it. That's all.
They have somebody going to the cash register with that item. And
there
that
you go.
Almost a smoking gun. So the person who did that is not going to walk in completely masked, because that in itself creates an issue. So if they came in street clothes and bought any one of those items, then that could be a real way, and a way that authorities have done in many cases in the past, of identifying who was at that door. So that's what we know right now. We will give you further updates as we get them.
I swear, man, I need to not watch TMZ anymore, because like my blood pressure goes up. I feel like this is like one of those, you know, the more you know moments type of situation where it's like he solved the case for us. There you go. Give him one of those the more you know moments, you know. Oh, I cannot, man. I'm very infuriated. Like, I know that I'm like laughing because I'm dealing, because like literally, but I am just like, I'm so over this guy. Maybe I shouldn't have watched it. I don't know who told me to just like, you should watch this. No, I shouldn't have, because y'all trying to make me mad. This guy is ridiculous. The audacity. Okay, so somebody said, okay, I think we should take a vote here. They're still out there in the property. Okay, so we can look at footage of them being out in the property, or we can jump into I can come back and bring my lawn chair back to watch Banfield with you guys, or we can do Law and Crime. I guess we could do maybe a poll and give some commentary and some thoughts about that, because I know you guys are like, I really like watching some of the stuff with you. I don't know if it's just the reaction. Maybe I need to censor myself, and that way y'all can sorry, this Harvey stuff was too much. Please vote. Please vote. He said, is Harvey broke because the way he's placing his Inspector Gadget to get his reward is beyond comprehension? I don't know what Harvey is on. I don't know what Harvey is like. What was all of that about? Let me have you guys vote. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna put in watch footage of the home. I think they're still out there. We could definitely switch over maybe to JLR if he's still out there. We could look at the band. We can get our lawn chairs. Y'all gonna have to bring your lawn chairs and watch Banfield act like she didn't say something but did say something, because I'm hearing different things. Or watch Law and Crime. Now, Law and Crime. Let's see. Go vote. Start the poll, guys. I need y'all to get these likes up, please, and thank you. Okay, get these likes up. Don't be allergic to the like button. Whatever. Go do that. Go hit the like button. We should at least have a good 500 likes or something. Between that. Let me know what y'all think. You said I need a recliner for her. She's like, I don't need a lawn chair, Rabbit. I need a recliner for her. You said not the thirsty lusting for Epstein broad. You said don't trust Harvey. ICE agents are oof. Okay. Yo, you need a recliner? You said I'm laughing at the freeze frame of the sad Harvey. Oh Lord. Okay, well, let me see let's see what the poll says. All right, let's see what these polls say. Hold up. Well, Banfield's for the lead, guys. Banfield's for the lead right now. And we got 138 votes. Okay, Banfield's in the lead. I'm gonna cut the polls now. All right. And I think we're going to Banfield. Let's see what she had to say. Put in one in the chat if you watched Banfield last night. I think she dropped this last night, right? Because I told the Discord, I said, y'all, I'm ready. Oh, she dropped it 11 hours ago. Now, a lot has happened, right? Let's see. Not live. She doesn't do lives. Okay, 11 hours ago. A lot has happened. The thing about Banfield is that I never know whether she's talking about her infomercials that support her, which would be kind of nice to know. Get your lawn chairs. Get your lawn chairs. You said you couldn't get 2 minutes through it. Really? Banfield is just interviews, not really news. You said, okay. Let's see. Somebody said 2-2. All right. Okay. I hate y'all. She goes like, I hate y'all. Rabbit, I come for the petty commentary. That's what I go. Shout out to the good Nunya. I'm just really mad. I really am mad, y'all. And I want y'all to take me serious, but at the same time, it's like, I can't believe it. Like, what are you doing? This lady did 1 hour and 37 minutes. Can somebody please tell me if you watch this? Did she talk about her prime suspect? Hold up. I'm just going to go to the transcript. Give me 1 second. Because there's no way that I could sit here and watch prime suspect. Prime suspect. Did she discuss it at all? Oh, wow. Okay. She doesn't say prime. She just says suspect. That's the words that she's using. Okay, so we're not gonna review this whole damn thing. This is too long. We'll review some of it. We'll start right at the maybe 17 minutes where she's talking about suspects. Okay. We'll go there because this is an hour and almost 40 minutes. I'm good. That's too much. She needs to talk about the elephant that's clearly there, but she's ignoring.
More you can share. You said the president was reviewing that surveillance footage. What was his initial reaction when seeing those disturbing images? And does he believe that that suspect acted alone?
I haven't talked to him specifically about the second point on whether the suspect acted alone or not. So I don't want to weigh in on the president's thinking on that. His initial reaction, of course, as all Americans, is just pure disgust. And again, it's heartbreaking to see now this footage really bring to life a story we've all been reading about. And again, we're just praying for the safety of Nancy Guthrie and that she will return home soon. And the president directed me to please encourage all Americans with any information to call the FBI. And we hope that this case will come to a positive resolution as soon as possible.
Well, one thing is for sure. I will say this. The footage is real, right? That we know of. That's one thing that's for sure. The footage is real and everything is real as it pertains to the footage. So even though somebody was detained yesterday and apparently was not the guy, because if it was the guy, I don't think they would have just let him go like that. There's still this footage that we have of this perpetrator. And the sad part is that he's still out there. No answers yet, right? That's the thing.
Let's see if compare that against the person that people that that are acting as you described, in a sort of an unusual way after that night. So I'm really I don't know what's going on with the press situation. Usually Cash is right out there. I mean, right out front, and he'll be there if there's an arrest. But
he's there now. We have reported he was on site.
That's a sign in itself.
He was meeting with the FBI officers in the local jurisdiction.
Yeah, that's telling in and of itself, because he's not going to miss a good press conference.
Hold up. Sorry, I'm muted. He's not missing a photo op. He's going to make sure that his jacket fits. Look, I need to understand something. Where are we at with this? Are they going to have a press conference? I was, and I'm not anymore. Are they going to have a press conference? What's the deal? You said second cop is this Ashley thing has thoughts about all. I have not heard from one person. Interesting indeed. Not sure if you agree, but interesting as AF. This cop right here, or is it a different cop? I want to know because this is why a lot of people were looking at Sione. Is Tomasi still a prime suspect, or did the clad iron source change it? I just want to know. Kind of curious.
Interesting you would say that. So you're saying that maybe, and I'm guessing here, maybe the next load of information that will keep the news cycle going and keep people's tips coming in would be height, weight, build, and maybe a few other nuggets, because there might be more video that they haven't released. I suspect there is.
Right, and voice maybe, as you said.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look like he's talking to anybody, but the other thing is we haven't heard anything about cell phone pinging, if you will. I mean, maybe he was smart enough to turn his cell phone off. We've seen people put them in their cases and, to disguise or to hide the signals from going out.
Okay.
But we've seen cell phone analysis really take some great strides in the last couple of years, and it's extremely revealing, particularly at 2:00 in the morning.
Geofencing. I mean, yeah, listen, we just, we're covering this story in Columbus, Ohio, where Spencer and Monique Tepe were murdered, and allegedly it's the ex-husband. They've pulled him in and charged him with it. And they say in their affidavit that he left his phone at the hospital where he works for that entire period of time. They allege that he drove there, killed him, and drove back. So I think people are getting savvy about that, especially coworker types, but not everybody. And this guy doesn't seem like a pro.
Yeah, bad guys watch CSI as much as everybody else, and they know where the obvious ways that they can get caught. I mean, witness the fact that this guy was covered from head to toe, and he probably, I got to believe he never took that off when he got inside the house. So they probably have no DNA to work with at this point from the perpetrator. That usually, I mean, that's been a big crime solver over the last few crimes that we've seen. The big ones with the genetic genealogy, touch.
You know what? And with I think it was shout out to It's Kim. It's Kim. Oh, wow. Hold up. We have a statement from the FBI. Hold up, guys. Let me switch over. FBI Phoenix statement on activity today. This morning, numerous FBI agents are conducting an extensive search along multiple roadways in Catalina Foothills area related to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. We're asking the media and motorists to follow all traffic laws and remain especially cautious when passing law enforcement personnel near the roadways. We appreciate the assistance and support we have received from the Tucson community. The FBI continues to offer a $50,000 reward for information leading to the recovery of Nancy Guthrie. You can help by submitting tips to the FBI. Yeah. That was 15 minutes ago. I should probably follow the Phoenix FBI, huh? Especially since they're giving updates on this. There you go, guys. There you go. Elrie, thank you so much for this $1.99. Thank you. Hold up. I got to shout out some people, y'all. Katie, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you. Rosa, thank you for renewing your membership. Shout out to you, love. And Elrie, thank you for the $1.99 heading to the Seahawks parade. I sent you an email. I will check it, y'all. Those emails are intense. I'm sending y'all know. Some of you guys are sending me the same someone's email. Like, people have been sending me the same links, and I know y'all don't communicate with each other, but I'm letting you know some stuff is already repetitive or we've already talked about. So just a heads up. Electro, thank you so much for the $1.99 or the $1.99 super sticker. Shout out to you. And also Elrie, thank you. Flojo, thank you for the $4.99. Yo, y'all are amazing. Thank you. You said Ashley come out with that statement about the potential suspects to distract from her name in the Epstein. Just saying, people have said the same thing. I've got no clue what to expect. Literally, we have no clue what to expect anymore. They had the cameraman dying. Everyone got a late start this AM. Oh my God, really? Everybody is literally like, oh no, man, this has been this case has been intense, and I don't even know how else to describe it. Like I said, this is one of those that it's like we're either the making of a really crazy movie, right? Or just a really bizarre situation. I don't know. You said, oh shit, what is this? This is from Ikmail. He says, developing. Caller says ski mask found that matches Nancy Guthrie kidnapper. Somebody said that in the chat. Caller reported that a ski mask was found in an alley near her garage in the Tucson area. The caller reported believes the mask resembles the one in the surveillance footage. What? Oh, he's got the call here. Hold up.
In the Nancy Guthrie, 100 East 1st Avenue. Caller said she found a ski mask on the ground in the alley near her garage. Looks like the same mask the assailant was wearing in the Nancy Guthrie case. Sunday, 100 East 1st Avenue. Caller said she found a ski mask on the ground in the alley near her garage. Looks like the same mask the assailant was wearing in the Nancy Guthrie case. Sunday, 100 East 1st Avenue. Caller said she found a ski mask on the ground in the alley near her garage. Looks like the same mask the assailant was wearing in the Nancy Guthrie case. Sunday,
Sorry, I'm playing it over and it's only a 15-second clip. Why does the call sound like that? It sounds so off. You said, I hope a lot of people call on today with tips. I hope so too, at the very least. I'm going to play it one more time. Let me see.
100 East 1st Avenue. Caller said she found a ski mask on the ground in the alley near her garage. Looks like the same mask the assailant was wearing in the Nancy Guthrie case. Sunday, 100 East 1st Avenue. Caller said she found a ski mask on the ground in the alley near her garage. Looks like the same mask the assailant was wearing in the Nancy Guthrie case.
Yeah, it sounds very, very robotic. I mean, I hope that they found a mask, right? Like, let's just hope it's something at this point. I don't know. As long as it's turned into law enforcement, it looks like the same mask. But it's very robotic. Yeah, like a police radio. Is it, Lori? Okay, so it's not like, I'm like, is it AI? Can't trust anything. It's a typical dispatch call voice. That's right. Are they going to do a test on the mask? That would be amazing. Because, DNA is a real thing, especially like in masks and stuff like that. Definitely. So let's jump into Brian Ensign. So Brian Ensign reported 42 minutes ago, Piedmont County Sheriff says no press conference or updates planned for today. They don't want to answer questions about the detained person, whether it was a warrant or not, or what happened exactly. TMZ says that they received a new note related to Guthrie case. Well, we just said that, and it was we're not going to go back there anymore. Can't do that anymore. Brian Ensign says awake and getting closer. And getting going. I can't even read. Awake and getting going. Detained subjects seemed to be the wrong guy and was released. So wanted to share these photos again in case anyone has info for the FBI. Somebody knows something. Somebody knows something, y'all. Somebody knows something. Yes, they said that we just read it, the Oleanji. We just read the FBI statement. So man detained for questioning in Nancy Guthrie's investigation has been released. Latest, this was 9 hours ago. So again, nothing else. Should probably follow Nerdy as well. Let's see. Federal, it's 25 minutes. They're still out there. They're still looking. Look at this. Still looking in the home area, y'all. There you go. They're still out there. Okay. Now, let me see, because I want to be nosy. I want to see what JLR, is he following the cops? Is anybody following while they're searching? Nancy Guthrie. And, around this time, it gets really starts heating up out there as far as searching and whatnot. Hold up. Let's see. What is this? Man, that chat is JLR's chat is like out of control. Lord have mercy. Where is he driving to? Sometimes if it's only one place that they can purchase it from, like if it's only a store that sells a certain brand, I've seen that happen before. Why people pay attention to brands and whatnot. Oh my God, Barbara Bish, thank you so much for this very generous super chat. You've been working hard, girl. Buy some lip gloss. Oh, you listen. Oh, wait, hold up. Where'd it go? There it is. You better believe it. I'm telling you, I've been eyeing a couple things here and there. Thank you, Barbara Bish. Very, very nice of you.
I'm gonna go check out Northridge and Estrada area.
He's just in the neighborhood. Yeah. Well, they're like between those two houses. It seems like the only two places to really look at is Nancy's house and Annie's house. The only Angie, I'm telling you, that chat is like, what kind of mods can you use there? That chat is out of control. And it goes fast. And I'm like, oh, you cannot. At the very least, some of my mods can slow down the chat here or there. You can't do ish. It goes by so fast. Oh my gosh. Carla, I have been eyeing the Mac. What is it? The Mac, their latest release. So I was telling you guys, I have it here. I got their new little, what is it called? Speaking of lipstick.
It just says FBI agents are looking for Nancy Guthrie, are searching Tucson's Catalina Hills area.
So he's going where the FBI is at. I know. You get motion sickness looking at the chat? Really? That chat goes. That's why I was like, this is a crazy ass chat right there. But I mean, they love it. They seem to be I don't know how you can have a conversation. I mean, we have 900 people here, and even that's hard sometimes. It goes by fast if you're not careful. But some of y'all are, cool with each other. So I like it. I like it. He said Magnolia was his only mod. Something happened to her. Oh, really? So she's like, I can't. I quit. You got to slow that chat down. You got to put some more mods in there because that's just crazy work. And then this also makes you go motion sickness because then it kind of like stops the stream and it goes nowhere. Let me see if there's any media outside of her house at this point. Let's see. Media. Nancy Guthrie live media outside home. See if anybody's out there. I don't see anybody out there. Well, not streaming right now. They were a couple hours ago. It seems like things get really high up in there, and you had the FBI hostage team ready to go. They're searching out there. That's what we were told yesterday. So, guys, I think this is just going to be very slow. Now, what bothers me is when people are reporting that this is going to be a cold case where people are already predicting. I'm like, that's just crazy work. Why are we doing that? But there are some live sources. It's just not. I don't see anybody live out there right now. Yeah. Hold up. He still hasn't gone and moved around. Hold up. Let me see what you guys are saying. 99% of my chat is cool. Well, thank you, Carla. Mods handle it. Shout out to the mods. Honestly, I'm not even opposed to AI taking dispatch calls at this point. Ooh, that's the part that they might go. I'm looking to see if anybody else is live. I don't see anybody else live out there in their home. JLR has been the only one out there. Oh my God. Like JLR has been out there heavy reporting and literally nobody else that I know of that I would be okay streaming. Because some stuff I'm just like, and even then, JLR, there's some people that like him and some people that don't. For me, I'm like, Lord have mercy, he's something else. I'll tell you that. But if he's doing the work, he's doing the work. You can't really knock him for that either. You can only do so much. Let's see. He's on YouTube. He had fun. He had a fan order pizzas last night. Wow. Let's see who else. He's got to be going day and night to pay for all the travel expenses. Otherwise, he's going to lose his money. I mean, it'd be difficult. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that other guy. But yeah, that's just my thought. Yuki's really doing the most. He drove around last night. That drive was interesting. I'll say that. Said, oh my God, watching him last night when the stranger got in the car with him and drove around the back side of the mountain. What stranger? Are you talking about JLR had a stranger drive in the car with him? Lord have mercy. Delivery driver knocked on Nancy's door, walked right behind the sheriff. LOL. I heard about that there was like somebody who dropped food that was in her property, and I didn't think anybody was supposed to be there. Okay, he just went off, which is fine. Okay, hold up. Da-da-da. Give me a second. Let's see if we have anybody else out there. Oh, you have people out there. Let's see. Yeah, news 6 minutes ago. Several agents walking around along Campbell Avenue, which is the main road in the neighborhood. Okay, they're still taking pictures out there, y'all. Like they're still out there. 15 hours ago, we saw this news. This is not looking good. I mean, no matter what. Groth lets us know that no, Nancy Guthrie has not been found as of February 11th. The FBI is conducting searches in the Catalina foothills and offering $50,000 reward for info leading to a recovery. A man was detained and released after questioning. My goodness. Nothing else here. I just like, wow. I mean, and then what happened to the woman yesterday? I was a little shocked because there was somebody, they were saying that they were, at a hospital or whatever. Does anybody remember what happened to the woman? Let me know in the chat. There was not a woman, I'm sorry, but there was like a call. There was like a helicopter or something like that was happening. You said they closed the airports today because of the search? Really? Damn. Poor Nancy, my heart breaks for her. Yeah, like even seeing that assailant in that footage, that's scary. I'm telling you, it's giving like modern day Zodiac killer. That Zodiac story is like, read it, just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. You said, didn't the sheriff have to ask people not to order food? Something like that. That's oh yeah, here it is. Stranger got in when he got to Rio Rico Creek. Rio Rico, wasn't there like a call out there about a helicopter? Because we talked about it too. It was sent to me too. So that didn't even pan out. Yet Zodiac, or even the Black Dahlia is another one. Like the Black Dahlia, the Zodiac killer, so the airport is closed. So if the airport closes, you said they were not closed, so the searches plus they reopened them already? They were not okay, so Justice, you're saying one thing, but other people are saying another thing. So which one's accurate? Hold up. Well, I guess let me see. Is it the Tucson airport or what airport? Are airports closed in Tucson or Arizona, I guess? I've flown into Arizona I've stayed in Arizona a couple times actually. Phoenix Harbor, right? Well, it says right here that the Phoenix Sky Harbor are open and operating. So nothing seems to be closed. What's closed? You said the airport in El Paso? Okay, but it's not related it's unrelated to the searches, right? It's unrelated. It's Tucson? All right, well, y'all send it to me. Let me know. El Paso, they reopen on airspace at 7:45-ish. Okay. Super unrelated. All right, I got you. Y'all are saying it's unrelated. I've not heard airports. Everything's open, so it's not related. Okay. Herman Sue, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you, love. It's real close. Look at the map. There's a reason it's a hub. Interesting. Okay, El Paso is not Phoenix though. So El Paso can be closed for something unrelated to this. They already reopened the airport and it was El Paso Airport. Thank you guys. All right. It could be unrelated to this. We don't know, y'all. We don't know. We got to be careful. Just check Tucson, Arizona is really open. Yeah, it's fully open. So El Paso could be closed. You know, the airport's closed every once in a while, you know, for whatever reason, especially near the borders and stuff like that. It does happen, man. It does happen. All I know is that as time passes, you know, it's not good. You know what I mean? Like none of this is good. None of this is hopefully we'll get some updates here pretty soon. It was El Paso. Thank you guys. It's crazy. You're gonna go to Arizona in the summer, and I know I'm already crazy as hell, but really want to see a friend of mine. Ooh, Arizona in the summer. Y'all know I love that hot, sticky weather, but Arizona's a whole different trip, man. Arizona. If you want some hot ass weather, Arizona's the place to go for sure. Gotcha. You said the airport was like the national security cartel. Yeah, that's every once in a while they close. They don't even have to tell us. You said when he got to Carlos' house, the stranger got in to take him around to the back of the house for a better look, even though it wasn't a better look. But they drove. Oh, you talk about JLR? JLR be getting into some shit. I mean, it literally. Some of y'all don't even really know. I remember JLR when the James James Holmes case happened. That's all I'm gonna say. But that's all public record, so it is what it is. I said you don't have to come here for the summer. Yeah, the summer's gonna find you. You're gonna melt. Whatever you do, you get some summer clothes. That's what you gotta do. Thank you, Justice. Shout out to you. You said, I seen Border Patrol choppers by the border in my backyard today. Really? It's interesting. Yeah, Tucson is like what, 7 hours away? You said I like the dry heat. I really do. Y'all know I love that dry heat. My nose doesn't like the dry heat, but I like the dry heat. So yeah, I'm here for it. Y'all are crazy. Thank you, Miss Molly. Thank you so much for this. Thanks for covering. I gotta know whatever there is to know. Thank you. Appreciate you. Now the SPF needs to be a little bit higher than 50, right? Like, isn't there higher than that when, especially like in hot armpit weather? Let me know. Nancy Guthrie updates. Things aren't looking good. Okay, this was yesterday's update. I don't want to get mad at TMZ again. I don't want to watch that. That's gonna make me mad. There is no updates, y'all. We don't have any updates yet. FBI is knocking at doors. They're searching. I honestly think that they're thinking that this is, it's somebody local, clearly. You guys were talking about the cartel. They're inside the cartel drone threat that closed a major Texas airport. That was 35 minutes ago. This is what you guys were talking.
FAA has lifted an unprecedented closure of airspace around El Paso, Texas. The order, the first of its kind since 9/11, came down last night and was supposed to be in place for 10 days. Then the FAA canceled the restrictions this morning. Scripps News investigative correspondent Patrick Terpstra has been gathering information about what this is all about. And Patrick, what have you learned?
Well, Holly, I can tell you right now, there are conflicting reports about what this shutdown of airspace was actually all about. It was supposed to be for 10 days, an announcement coming late last night. And then this morning, all of a sudden, the FAA reversed course and said that restriction had been lifted. We have been monitoring flights taking off and landing from El Paso, and you can see the airspace is returning to normal, although there have been a number of cancellations today, as well as delays, especially when it comes to Southwest Airlines, which is, of course, has a major presence in the city of 700,000 people. Local leaders from El Paso say this was very much a surprise and very disruptive, not just for those commercial flights, but also for emergency flights, including medevac that had to be rerouted to Las Cruces, New Mexico last night, which is nearby. So incredibly disruptive and still not exactly sure what this was really about. The Department of Defense has posted an image recently that shows a bald eagle that is lasering at drones. And so perhaps this was related to some sort of operation to down some drones. El Paso, by the way, is right at the border of Mexico. You can see Mexico from El Paso. Questions to the Department of Transportation and the FAA that we have submitted got a response saying that they would be responding through a social media post. And here it is from the Secretary of Transportation saying, quote,
all right, we have a new video that we have to watch after this. Yes, because I'm unmedicated, Kim. You already know that about me. We jump from one topic to the next. Very easy for us to do that. Guys, we got a new video. This is going to be interesting. And some of you guys pointed this out too. I just saw a video that Popcorn Planet just dropped. We're going to review it here in a minute. But the video title is, oh, Lord have mercy. He says, chaos, suspect caught lying in Nancy Guthrie's case as Bitcoin ransom drops. All right, let me finish this because you guys brought this up to my attention, and then we're going to jump over to Andy.
And the Department of War acted swiftly to address a cartel drone incursion, meaning a drone that had gone into El Paso airspace, presumably. Goes on to say the threat has been neutralized and there is no danger to commercial travel in the region. The restrictions have been lifted and normal flights are resuming. The secretary, they're not mentioning Mexico. And in fact, we've heard from the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, a short time ago, saying that they have no information of any sort of Mexican drone activity over El Paso. She is also trying to get more information, and she's not alone. So is Congresswoman Veronica Escobar. This is her district, El Paso, where this occurred. She spoke to us a short time ago, as well as other reporters, and said that this caught her completely blindsided last night. She heard about this from a federal worker who called her up and said, as a member of Congress, you might want to know that this is happening. She has been trying to get information, but she was very clear to us. She says that the FAA has the explaining to do here.
The information coming from the administration does not add up, and it's not the information that I was able to gather overnight and this morning. I believe the FAA owes the community and the country an explanation as to why this happened so suddenly and abruptly and was lifted so suddenly and abruptly.
So drones over El Paso are not uncommon. In fact, this has been a major issue. Drones coming in from Mexico over El Paso. And again, I have to stress the proximity of Mexico, Juarez specifically, and El Paso. They're right next to each other. So Congress has been working for a long time to try to deal with this issue of drones coming from Mexico. They number in the thousands. So Congresswoman Escobar is saying that she's not clear at all that anything unusual was happening last night when it comes to drones. She also gave information that she does not believe it had anything to do with a Mexican drone. She was
okay, so no Mexican drone, no concerns for drones. We got to jump over here, guys, just a little bit since you guys brought that to my chat. Shout out to Popcorn Planet. Make sure you guys check them out. Listen to what Andy has to say.
Last night, a suspect was pulled over and detained in the Nancy Guthrie case, but it turns out he might be the wrong suspect. Meanwhile, TMZ is now reporting they've gotten a new note to rat out who the real suspect is. Welcome, Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor. This Nancy Guthrie story is wild, and so much news is breaking literally as I'm taping. I'm adding more pieces because literally now, just in, TMZ is reporting that a new note demands 1 Bitcoin to rat out the suspect. There's a new note in the case.
I F you, TMZ. Nancy, thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships, y'all. If you've been gifted by anybody who's gifted today, make sure you guys drop some hearts. Thank you, Nancy. Appreciate it. Thank you. Really sweet of you. Thank you. Kind of curious to know what Andy's going to say about TMZ.
It doesn't seem to be from the kidnappers. Instead, it's from someone offering to give up information on the kidnapper. TMZ received a note just before 5 a.m. Pacific, and the sender claims they've tried to unsuccessfully reach Savannah's brother and sister. The note goes, if they want the name of the individual involved, then I want 1 Bitcoin to the following wallet. Time is more than relevance. There is a legitimate Bitcoin address in the note, and there's a different address from the one in the original note.
Okay.
We have forwarded this note.
I'm going to move us over here, right here.
They tell you that we have seen activity in the account.
He literally, I've never seen him as speechless as he was. And yes, as they previously reported, there was activity in the Bitcoin account. On top of that, as we saw 12 minutes ago, that there was some money exchange. He did reveal it as well. Reports are that it was $300 in Bitcoin. So not a full Bitcoin, but I guess a percentage of it that, knowing that 1 Bitcoin is worth that much. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was something in there that most seem to think was just trying to create some sort of activity. And so that note asked for 2 different multi-million-dollar sums, 4 million, and then increasing it to 6 million. And that's ultimately what the Bitcoin ransoms have been. But this latest one is the up-to-date, and who knows if this is real. And that's the problem, and how many other people are going to keep trying to send this out. Now, last night, SWAT team was en route because I want to talk about the suspect they did apparently detain last night and now have already released. There were bomb squads deployed, et cetera. And this was confirmed by the Pima County Sheriff's Department that they did then finally detain a suspect during a traffic stop south of Tucson, currently being questioned in the connection to Nancy Guthrie. Now, huge shout out to JLR, Brian Enton, everybody who's been up all night covering this, giving us this footage, as well as our own. It's Kim, Michelle. They've been doing fantastic jobs behind the scenes. But this was part of the traffic stop here, as you can see. Now, this is the individual, Carlos, who was stopped. I want to refresh this and give you the full interview that he said here.
Right. You don't watch the Today Show. No. So this was a complete shock.
It was. What kind of questions were they asking you?
Nothing. They didn't ask me no questions.
So they just said
nothing. They just sent me in the car. They investigated my car and this one, and that's it. They didn't ask me no questions. No nothing.
Did you get the other car back, or they still have it?
No, it's right there.
Oh,
They did ask him questions. I'm still hung up on this. They didn't ask me nothing, but he's going to explain it later that they did. I'm not trying to say this guy's guilty by any stretch because they released him, but I'm still hung up on that chat. Am I missing something?
No.
Why is he?
I just don't think he has any media training. I mean, this is just a regular guy. He's like, shit, what do I say here? What do I say there? What, maybe it's here. Like, you got all these cameras up in his face. It's like, what the heck is going on? So to me, it's like, it doesn't surprise me at all if he fumbles or he says the wrong thing or whatever. This guy don't have any, like I said, some of us, I don't have media training like that, but I feel like I've been around enough content and even reviewing some of the stuff that even I would struggle.
So definitively in this point, which is the last interview I believe he did, saying they didn't ask him nothing, because they did ask him a lot. They detained him and asked him a lot of questions.
back to you. So
yeah, it's like,
and they said you can go home.
Yeah.
And how did they treat like the people you were with, your girl, your child?
I don't want to speak.
Yeah, no, understood. Yep.
How's your family? They
Well, they're all
scared
in
everybody. I was gonna say they scared everybody, huh?
Yeah, they're all in shock right now.
Wow.
Did they damage the house? Yeah.
What did they do to the house?
Broke the doors. What else? The garage door in the back.
So what are you gonna do now?
Really?
I didn't do anything.
Well, this is one of the...
When they're done, I hope they get the suspect, because I'm not it. They better do their job and find the suspect that did it so they can clear my name. And I'm done. Look at what I'm putting my family through.
You're on
Not just
national
them,
news now.
Not just them. Even my parents in Tucson. Yeah.
My goodness, Telemundo keeps shoving that damn mic. I'm like, Telemundo, back the F up. Okay, back it up. Literally. You said, Nurse Janice, where did you hear this? Nancy's family got a PI? They hired a PI? Nurse Janice, let me know where you got the source. Now I'm curious. I'm gonna Google it here in a minute. I don't know, man. What are you supposed to do? I know Telemundo is all up in his business. It's like, get back up. Back up. Okay? Back up.
I was worried about you. She was saying it doesn't look anything like him.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm telling you guys.
Why do you think?
It's also how you just said, I hope they find the suspect instead of like the murderer, the person who did it. I don't know. There's something still
They
off.
came here. Why did you think they came to you?
If I would have known that answer, I would have given it to you, but I don't.
So you have no idea what led them to you. Nothing. They didn't give. They didn't say car make, a license, nothing.
Nada.
Carlos, ¿hablas español?
Los dos. Soy bilingüe.
Carlos, ¿nos puedes platicar en español para Telemundo Arizona qué fue lo que sucedió?
Pues me estaban acusando de secuestro, algo que yo no hice. Y me... I'm done.
Okay.
What's your name?
Sorry, what's your name, sir?
Carlos.
Okay, see, in Spanish she says, me estaban acusando de secuestro, algo que yo no hice. They're accusing me of kidnapping her, something I didn't do. That's different than just being detained and questioned. He's saying that he was accused of kidnapping, something I didn't do. He said that in Spanish. Literally. And so then I don't know who's at the door telling me, hey, come on inside and stuff like that. Y'all gotta, ooh, my goodness. Carlos, if this is not the attention that you want, you better walk away, close the door, cierra el screen, and get your ass inside because you can't be doing all that. He said, I would be nervous. Yeah, he's probably repeating what law enforcement told him and that he was a suspect. Right. Like, Lord have mercy. That's a lot.
Mama's like, you're done. Stop talking. And honestly, good advice. It's a two-prong approach problem here because it's like, it's good he's speaking, but it's also incredibly dangerous that he's speaking because, you know, anything you can be used against you. Now, here's why I'm asking this question is because it seems earlier before we got to the home, I believe this was before it.
So what, how did this?
I'm from Rio Rico, as you can see, and the Pima County Sheriffs.
And so how did this all start? How did they stop you here? You were driving here?
No,
or
my wife was driving.
Your wife was driving?
Because they were following me. And once they saw they were following me, I pulled over. They didn't even have to put a traffic stop or anything. I got off the car and they arrested me as soon as I got out the car. They didn't even tell me what was going on until the detectives got here like 2 hours before I got arrested. And then the detectives got here. It was the FBI agent in Santa Cruz County. And they told me I was being detained for kidnapping. And I asked them, like, well, kidnapping of who? And they told me this lady, I don't know her name. And
Nancy Guthrie?
Yeah, that's her. And I told them I work in Tucson for GLS. I might have delivered a package to your house, but I never kidnapped anybody. They hold me from like 4 to right now.
So it was about 4 o'clock and they're holding you to right now. So after midnight, did they tell you anything? I mean, you're in the back of the truck.
They didn't tell me anything until right now. Like I said, like the beginning, they answered they wanted me to answer their questions, like where I was, what hours and all that. And I answered the questions. Right now, all they told me is that I'm free to go.
So,
well, just different stories, right? Because this one sounds believable. I agree. He's a delivery driver. Okay, they might have pinged his car near the house if he was doing a delivery at some point, and that might be why they suspected him. But then why the crash into the house, everything else, and then why did he tell the press outside the house? No, they didn't ask me nothing. Nada. Yes, they did. So I don't know. Is it just me? Why conflicting stories?
Do you know, had you heard of, and Danny, do you want us to come closer to you here?
I think it's just nervousness. Yeah, he is. I see what Andy's saying. He's saying he's giving a conflicting story here versus over there. You know, you got all these media people shoving up mics on you. Telemundo over here with the mic. And then you got ET. All these people are right there. And, you know, they're in your property. Like, I think he's just got nervous. You know what I mean? That's all. And when people are nervous, they tend to forget details or how to retell a story. I don't know. I don't think it's any red flags.
So we'll just walk. Sorry, I just want to clear this up because they're making a big stick.
Okay. What's your name, brother?
You mind sharing your last name? Through it. They had you here. I know you just said it. Had you heard of Nancy Guthrie before tonight?
Never until today.
Never until today.
Yeah.
So
They told me I watched the news and I Googled her number or her name and I prove it to me. And they couldn't prove it to me. Like they didn't have no.
So they asked him, they said, you Googled her number. That's a key thing right there.
Hold
Now,
up.
they could be lying, of course.
Hold up. Shout out to Andy. What did he say? He said, I Googled her. He did say that? Hold up.
Just to come closer to you here. So we'll just walk. Sorry, I just want to clear this up because they're making a big stick.
Okay. What's your name, brother?
You mind sharing your last name? Through it. They had you here. I know you just said it. Had you heard of Nancy Guthrie before tonight?
Never until today.
Never until today.
Yeah.
So
I didn't. They told me I watched the news and I Googled her number or her name and I proved it to me, and they couldn't prove it to me. Like they didn't have no.
So they asked him. They said, you
Googled her number or her name. Okay. Yeah, that's I would say that would be a little bit of a red flag in the back of my mind. Something to, to Google somebody's name would be one thing. To Google her number, what does that even mean?
Googled her number. That's a key thing right there. Now, they could be lying, of course, but weird to say that, right? And he's revealing that. Odd to reveal that, and then he says, prove it.
It was insufficient evidence. Like they only had a phone on me. That's all they had. And supposedly
they only had a phone on him.
Yeah.
I was at her house, but like I said,
supposedly he was at, again, this is a lot more than he told the people outside the doorstop. Now, maybe he's trying to, not say as much after he talked to his family but the story's changed, which doesn't help him. And this is the problem. If you're going to speak to the press, you got to either do it all and sell the same story, or it's going to cause this problem.
But the thing is like, again, my at least my opinion, shout out to Andy, but I think my opinion is that if he is a driver, he's over here driving, minding his own business. Maybe that's what drivers are delivering. Maybe they Google numbers, addresses, names, or whatever. He's thinking maybe that's a customer. I don't know. I'm just thinking in my mind, using his own words. I just don't think he's like really media trained like that. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't really expecting anything. And so, yeah, he could say one thing here and then completely say something else. I just don't think that that's anything for us to kind of go crazy over. But shout out to Andy. I like Andy. Actually, Andy's cool. I like Andy. But this is a very interesting point. And he could be right on the money too. I mean, there is some interesting parts here.
Delivering packages to your list. I might deliver a package to your house.
I believe that. That could be actually a real reason as to why they maybe got a ping of his. He was nearby the place.
But didn't kidnap anybody?
No.
So what's going through your head when they're telling you kidnapped somebody?
Shit, bro, I'm facing life. I'm gonna lose everything.
And so they have all this. They detain you. You're here for hours. And what did they just tell you?
That I'm free to go.
Free to go.
Yeah, and Pima County, they already cleared me, but the FBI, they might not or something like that. I don't know. I'm still like.
So Pima County's let you go. They said the FBI may be in contact with you or something like that.
They didn't say something like that. They just the detective in charge right here. I don't remember his name. He told me that they're not looking into me no more, but somebody else might.
Okay. Obviously, you said you hadn't followed this news. This is big, major news. It's Nancy Guthrie, who's the.
What did he say? Whoa, hold up. What?
Detective in charge right here. I don't remember his name. He told me that they're not looking into me no more, but somebody else might.
Okay. Obviously, you said you hadn't followed this news. This is big, major news. It's Nancy Guthrie, who's the.
They then pull up a phone. Let me just fast forward a bit because he pulls the phone up and shows him.
So like Puerto Rico?
I guess so.
And so, yeah, that went out everywhere. And you see, they got all sorts of people talking about it.
Yeah, no, well, I'm innocent. I'll let you know that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. I didn't do anything. Like I said, I didn't even know what was going on until the FBI and the Pima County detective arrived, and they told me, well, you're being detained for kidnapping, and all of a sudden they read me my Miranda rights. Now you're being under arrest. I'm like, what the fuck?
So he was arrested. They read him his rights. They apparently said that they had, he Googled her phone number, which then he said prove. They only had him on some phone thing. There's a lot in this interview that's strange to me. And then you go back to again, like I said, you go back to this interview where he's like, did they ask you anything? No. Nada.
Yeah, if I would have known. And your mother-in-law was worried.
I think they came here. Why did you think they came to you?
Yeah, if I would have known that.
I think he's just talking, y'all. He doesn't realize. Honestly, I think it's just not media trained. He's just talking. That's what I have to say about that. And for I don't know who asked for the Discord link. The Discord link, I just posted it on the community wall for members only. Okay, make sure you guys check out the channel community wall. There you'll find the Discord link for members only. I think he's just talking. I think he's just nervous, but I don't know, man. It's just nobody can prepare you for this. I'm just saying, I feel like I'm not media trained, y'all. Like I've never had any kind of, but at least I've had enough exposure to know what to say and what not to say in front of cameras when they come at you like this.
That's why I would have given it to you, but I don't.
But you do, because you were a delivery driver. You even said you might have gone to the house.
So you have no idea what led them to you. Nothing. They didn't say car make.
They did. They said you called the number.
License, nothing.
Nada. Carlos, hablas español?
So I don't want to add more fire to this guy if he's innocent, because they have released him and he's out. His mother did a big interview as well. You can check it over on Brian Enton's feed, who's fantastic as well. Go support him. She's defending him, but she wasn't there. She wouldn't know what's going on. I'm still confused. The individual was released, and I thought I had this latest. That's the latest, and now a new person coming in. Which again, this just to me screams more attention. Someone else is trying to get some Bitcoin, which is so illegal, and you're going to get arrested like idiots unless you actually have intel that's going to deliver it. That's where it is. I mean, honestly, this person could get the reward if it's real. So tell us who it is. Why do you need the Bitcoin first? So TMZ is giving this guy too much attention. I worry. And at the same time, I'm not sold on what's going on here. Look, here's what I will end on, and I want you guys to let me know your thoughts. The police, the FBI are either so incompetent that they did get the wrong guy, which is very possible.
Right?
It's very possible.
And
this guy just happened to be a delivery driver nearby. Now he's nervous, and now his stories are changing because he's nervous.
I do believe that there is a language barrier. Coming from somebody who is English is the second language for me. I don't always process the things normally, right? Like, and I think this is a common thing for a lot of us, right? That we don't always process things. Like if you grew up speaking Spanish and it's all a Spanish speaking environment. And so when you're in a situation like this, it is very easy to get nervous and kind of speak with both ends. Now, does that mean guilt? No. But I think a language barrier is very much so. Also, you have a situation where there is no media training here. Somebody's not sitting there advising this guy. If anybody had a heart, they would have told him, hey, just shut it down, stop. And you need to just go about your business. If he had nothing to do with this, that's kind of how I would see it. We just don't know. And we have to be very careful.
That's very possible. Or they got this guy for a reason and they do have something on him. And now they let him go thinking, okay, well, maybe he can lead us to something else if we put him back. But now at least we've put the pressure on him. And everyone's going to keep an eye on him and try to catch something so we can catch him.
They're going to look at his social media. Anything that makes him look, oh, Lord, look here. He did this and he did that. You already know how the streets of the internet do it, okay, when it comes to true crime. And you're absolutely right for Somebody's Podcast. They don't care. This is why you have to be very careful, when things like this are happening, because they'll use anything against you, English or Spanish. He could say all kinds of things. He's not used to this kind of media attention. He's getting it all at once. And then what? People have to be very mindful of this. So to me, I'm not convinced. Could he have forgotten here and there? Because that's how our bilingual brain works. Very likely, especially if, there's a language situation here. I 1000% agree.
Or who he's working with, right? To me, it's one of those things, right? Potentially, because something still feels off to me. Or he's just, they made a mistake and they really do have nothing. Yeah. And then we're kind of screwed. And that makes me incredibly terrified as well. So what do you guys think about all this? I want to hear your thoughts. We will keep you updated on this. We got a lot more to report on. Also, there's a settlement here.
Shout out to Andy. Check him out, y'all. Check him out. I think it's a good point that he brought up. I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll keep an eye on. We will keep an eye out on that. You said, let's be real, even if he's innocent, with the state of mind of the world, I would be terrified if I was him. Yeah, I would be scared for my family and my life. Yeah, I would, man. I would, no matter what. He needs to just say no comment. Yeah, he needs to. You're right. You're right. All right, guys, I gotta go because I gotta go tend to baby bunny. I gotta go. She's demanding a Happy Meal. She's like, I want a Happy Meal. She's feeling sick. She's not feeling good. You're not feeling good today, huh? Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. All right. I will see you guys. Hit the like button. Thank you so much for coming here. And shout out to everybody that supported. Y'all are amazing. Thank you for those that supported the channel today. I will be live later, I promise. We're gonna keep up with these updates. Oh man, oh man. Let's just hope we get a good update. Progress, an arrest, something. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.